Hi. So today I'm going to talk about two things. One is the dramatic visit of a German warship to the South China Sea. And the second thing I want to talk about is the destiny of the Chinese billionaire. Okay? So, the dramatic visit of the German frigate. Okay? Before I continue, please don't forget to check your subscription. Yeah? Make sure they're still valid. And, and don't forget at the end, click like if you like it. What happened is, first time since 20 years, a German warship, the frigate Bavaria, or in German you call it Bayern, visited the South China Sea and close to Taiwan and all the way to Japan and Singapore and so on. Why I said it's dramatic? Well, there are different reasons. First thing is, Germany has not been doing that for 20 years. And also it's very sensitive because Germans want to maintain a very good business relationship with China. You know that German cars are sold widely in China. It's just an example. Volkswagen, 40%, 40% of all Volkswagen cars are sold in China. So German government was challenged, to deal with this balance art, how to maintain a good business atmosphere, relation with China, and at the same time, stay as an allied in NATO, and with America, with the UK and France, because as I mentioned before, there was a lot of warship in the last few months in this area, from Japan, from Australia, from US and France and UK and so on, right? And now the allied countries say, Germany, you should also show your concern. We want to maintain a free traveling, free navigation in South China Sea. So Germany, as a member of the NATO, is really difficult not to say yes. So they said yes. But they tried to keep a balance by, okay, we send a frigate to this area, but we don't directly participate in the military exercise. Just pay a visit. So officially, they were telling, actually, to China, we are paying a visit to Singapore, to Japan, and so on. And when they were there, Germany came to a new idea to please. Maybe want to please the Chinese to maintain the good business relationship. So they actually asked the Chinese, the CCP, to allow them to visit Shanghai, a friendly visit. And to their surprise, maybe, the CCP said, no, you are not welcome. And the reason they use is, they say, you are not trustworthy for a friendly visit. So that was quite tough. And so Germany, in a way, I would say it was actually maybe a bit embarrassed also for Germany. They tried to show a goodwill, and then the Chinese say, sorry, we don't open the door. So they canceled the whole visit, and the German warship continued to Japan. Now, why I want to mention this? Although it seems to be no big deal, but there is a big thing behind it. As I mentioned in one of my earlier episodes, I said many countries in the free world, European country, North American, Japan, South Korea, and so on, they all try to maintain a kind of good relationship. They tried, with communist China. Although communist China is the biggest human rights violators in the world, because they want to make business. And I remember I said, you see, it's like for a human being, for a person, he wants money, but one day he may find himself in a situation he has only one choice, either money or his life. What will he select? He will pick his life to survive and not money. And I think this is the reason why even Germany, who has been paying a high attention to business and money, they still send a warship, because to join the ally, to show, we pay a lot of attention to our national security. So that's the case. Now, this is a situation outside China. And for the CCP, it's a terrible thing, because you remember, Germany has been that Western country that has not been criticizing China so much and maintaining a very good business relationship. And now they send a warship very close to us, yeah? So, and together, in the same time with all the other allied countries. So this is, of course, a bang for the CCP. Now, how is it inside China? Well, there are a lot of things going on inside China also, which shows actually it's a kind of a future time bomb. Yeah. Today I want to talk about the destiny of the Chinese billionaire, which is quite different from the billionaire in America, for example. I particularly think about the tech company billionaire. Like in America, you have Twitter, Facebook, Google, all these tech company owners. They are the tech companies billionaire. In China, you have Alibaba, you have Tencent, you have ByteDance, and all this. Yeah. Now they are facing an interesting part in their destiny. Namely, if you are informed recently, very strange enough, a lot of these companies started to give a lot of money in donation to different foundations, Why? And it's not a question of giving 100,000 or so. No, the smallest one was something like $100 million, and some even pay billion dollar in donation. Why? Well, because recently, Xi Jinping, I think in August, mid-August, Xi Jinping in a speech started to talk about common fortune, common wealthy. Together we should be wealthy together. That's the new words. Yeah? And this is quite different compared to what Deng Xiaoping said 40 years ago. He said, let part of the people be rich first. And now, let's all be rich. But all be rich may become all poor. Yeah? But anyway, what he did is, he said, the share of wealth in our country is not fair. So those people with a lot of money, with a lot of wealth, they should, share with the poor. So the way to do it, they should pay different compensation, they should give donation, and they should give, pay more tax and all this. This actually not started in mid-August when Xi Jinping said it. It started already a year ago with Alibaba. You guys all know that Jack Ma, one of the richest guy in the world, yeah? And he was forced to leave his position as CEO and later even to sell off his major share in Alibaba. And then, that means he lost first his power. And then what happened is it ended up that the government or the authority sue Alibaba for different wrongdoing, and it ended up with a huge fine. And they have to pay billions of renminbi, which also quite a few $1 billion to pay fine. This all started. They started to play the so-called Robin Hood. Yeah, take from the rich, give it to the poor. Yeah, well, that is in the propaganda. Take it from the rich, they have done it. But if they really give it to the poor, that's another thing. Why I say so? Because it is not new, actually. Already from the very beginning, when the CCP have just taken power, after the revolution. Then they already had a policy of 打土豪分田地, beat the landlords and distribute his land to everybody. So they did it. They beat all the landlords and took away the land, although these landlords were legally owner of the lands. They don't care. As I said, this is a gangster organization, a criminal organization. So they took it from the rich, took the land, and then they claim they give it to the poor. In the beginning, they did it. They give it to the poor farmer because they know when a Chinese farmer have his own land, they work harder. So the production went up, but it doesn't take many years. Then they started to build people's commune, which means within a certain area, all the farmers there were not allowed to have their own land, have their private land, because private ownership is no good. So they have a commune, together we share everything. And this people's commune was one of the reasons to pull China poverty down to the very, very deep level. And the whole thing ended up that Mao even add on the whole thing by doing this great leap forward, forcing all people, all farmers to make steel instead of working on the land. So the agriculture went down, the production of agriculture went down, and a lot of useless steel, and a lot of people died of starvation. That was the result. And I tell you, when China economy 1962 really, at the brink of bankruptcy, then they talk again about liberalization. Then they suddenly have a new theory, actually, it's not bad that the farmers should have their own land, 20 years later, they sing the same melody again and distribute the land not to own, actually to lease. The government leased the land to the farmer. Every farmer family have their own leased land. Then the Chinese farmer work hard again, and very quick. Chinese people are hardworking. When they have their own land, the production went up quickly. So after a few years, China was, so to say, out of the terrible crisis of economic bankruptcy. But then what happened is, there was about 1966, 4 years after this reform, then Mao started his Cultural Revolution and brought China again down to terrible poverty and chaos. And then came Deng Xiaoping, and he talked about liberalization. Let us do it like this. Let a part of our people become rich first. So he did it. and that means also allowing a certain degree of privacy or private ownership and market economy. So Chinese economy went up. Now the parties think, these people like Jack Ma and so on, this company, Tencent, they are so big, they are so rich, they have so much money. They become gradually a new center of power. Come on. The Communist Party will never allow anyone to challenge their power position. So then they talk about, let's be rich together. So they start again, taking from the rich, and officially giving to the poor, but it looked like, if you look back to the history, the 70 years of communism in China, poor people, they are not really reduced that much. Most of them stay poor. So they took from the rich, they claim they give it to the poor, but a lot of this money did not arrive to the poor, but landed in their pocket. That's Chinese politics. So that's why I say the destiny of a Chinese tech company billionaire is quite different from an American one. I'm not saying the Americans are great, but there's a big difference. Look at Facebook, Zuckerberg. He could even cancel an account of American President Donald Trump. And not only Facebook, also YouTube and Google and so on. And in China, when Xi Jinping say, you should do more donation, then it comes billions of dollars. So that's different system, different destiny. Thank you for today.